Before too long, we were making out by the fire.
Range Wilson. Fitness, comedy, life.
Now that I was back in Los Angeles, it was time to get started on my plan for breaking into Hollywood. First, I would continue to work on my screenplays and make contacts who could help me improve my writing. Second, I would do my best to land a job as a Hollywood assistant. That way, I could learn more about how Hollywood worked from the inside, as well as making additional contacts who could help me sell a screenplay. Neither of these two goals would be easy to achieve. Tens of thousands of people move to Los Angeles every year with the exact same two goals. But I did have certain advantages. One of those was my Harvard degree. There is a strong Harvard network in Hollywood. Among other things, an organization called Harvardwood holds networking and educational events for Harvard graduates. Harvard is also part of the Ivy League, and there was an Ivy Mixer scheduled to take place shortly after I moved back to Los Angeles. It was being held at Schatzi's, Arnold Schwarzenegger's restaurant in Santa Monica. Soon after I got to the Mixer, I met a working screenwriter named Mark. We had a nice chat about the industry, and Mark gave me some pointers. He was exactly what I needed, a screenwriter who was a little bit higher up on the totem pole than me, but not too high up. Mark had closed a few option sales, each of which had earned him a few $1,000s, and he already had an agent. Along with giving me advice, he agreed to read my romantic comedy screenplay and give me feedback on it. So far the night was going very well, but it was about to get better. Soon after wrapping up my conversation with Mark, I ran into a young woman named Allison. Allison worked as a concierge at the W, a luxury hotel in Westwood. We hit it off right away, and before too long we were making out by the fire. Unfortunately, Allison had a prior commitment that evening, so we could not take things any further, but we agreed to get together again soon. In the meantime, I got back in touch with my personal assistant agency who I had worked for during my previous stay in Santa Monica. As it turned out, my timing could not have been better. After only 2 days, I got a call that they had a position open for somebody with photography editing skills. I told them I was interested, went in for the interview, and nailed it. I would now be working for 2 weeks as the assistant to Vic Sutton, one of the founders of the Sutton Barth Venari Talent Agency, which today is known as SBV Talent. The actual work involved in being a Hollywood assistant is not all that difficult, but it is fast-paced and there is no room for error. There are thousands of people waiting to take your position, so you are always at risk of being fired on the spot for the most trivial of mistakes. You are also expected to know all sorts of details about the biz, as Hollywood is called when you work in Hollywood. When I picked up a call from somebody named George Wendt, I got reamed out for not knowing immediately that he was the actor who played Norm on Cheers. Fortunately, I was not fired on the spot, and I managed to avoid any other obvious mistakes during my 2-week stay. I was off to a very good start towards my goal of becoming a full-time Hollywood assistant. Tune in next time to find out what happened when I went back to Flint's Martini Bar and found myself a sugar mama. Until then, like, comment, share, and/or subscribe. My name is Range Wilson, and I'll see you next time.